Lintik na passion na yan. Puro passion. Hindi tayo mapapakain ng passion na yan. Muling nagbabalik. Sidetrack Season 2.
Sidetrack, we're getting sidetracked. Yes, we're getting sidetracked.
What were we talking about?
Yung podcast.
Wait, are we recording already?
Yeah, we were just about to start.
Should we start that again?
Again?
Nah, it's fine.
Side?
Track?
Akala ko hindi ka sasalita kasi bigla ka uminom. Where?
Included na yan sa recording.
MK?
I'm LILA.
I'm Bree. I sound like a witch. Hello. So, we had our themed watching. It's February. It's currently February 2023. So we had our themed watching. I don't know when this is gonna come out. So I don't know what date it is in your time, but in our time, it's February. So our theme watching was country specific, and we chose the Philippines. So all of the ones that we watched are Filipino movies. The first one that we did was The House of Us. So this is a film romance.
I
it's
see it's a drama.
it's a
It's
Katniel
dramatic.
film. Yeah. If you don't know what Katniel is, it's a love team in the fucking Philippines. Because we love teams. It's Catherine Bernardo and Daniel Padilla, and it's their first kind of like it has a more serious tone than their usual films together. Basically, it's about this couple, this young couple who's living together, and the guy is pursuing to be a musician, and the girl was pursuing to be a doctor, and they have very stubborn personalities, so they always bicker, and it came to the point in their relationship where it's not healthy for both of them anymore, especially on the girl side. So it's a story about their relationship, how they try to steer that relationship and overcome the hurdles that come their way. It's it's realistic in terms of the problems that it poses. So if you wanna watch it, go ahead. I can't. I don't want to spoil it too much, so that's the only thing that I'm going to say about it.
I mean, it's been out for years, so like most people have probably seen it, but I
Yeah.
haven't.
I think if you're a Filipino, you'd probably have heard of it.
Yeah.
Katniel's very famous in the Philippines anyway. So, it's gonna be very spoiler heavy. So,
As our
just
discussions
watch
always
it.
are.
On to the discussing. So,
Do I start?
yeah.
Okay, so I heard of this movie because of my sister-in-law. I don't usually watch this kind of thing because, well, it's romance, but she said I should watch it because it reminded her of me and my ex. And medyo nakakaano magbigay ng specifics kasi baka may makahalata. And
Patay.
It's okay, cause like it's a very generalized relationship, so I don't
True.
think people would take notes of that. But yeah,
Yeah.
as someone who knows the relationship, we can say that it is.
similar.
Yeah.
It is
Yeah.
100% similar.
Parang it's almost like in-interview si Kane ng director tapos gumawa siya ng story about it.
Story ko pala to.
I think the only difference was the
Nagkabalikan sila.
yung passion. You didn't go and become a doctor, so
I
that's the
almost became a doctor.
Yeah, you almost did.
but you did it, so
You did.
there's a difference.
You did go to master school and then dropped out.
Oh, that one was because of my depression, not my ex. Anyways, during their confrontation scene, I cried a lot when I first watched it. Kasi narinig ko na yung mga linyahang ganon. And it was a lot.
Oh, you know what? Speaking of that, I actually that you're talking about the breakup scene, right?
The rain scene,
Mhm.
I think.
Ah, the raining scene. So like they've already broken up.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yung
Are you
birthday
talking about the
ni
first
George.
breakup or the one
The
that
first one.
the first break? Oh yeah. You know what? I actually noticed this in that breakup scene. Sobrang victimizing ni Primo, which is it's not surprising because like people with those types of personality do tend to have like a victimizing thing, but like it's just so fucking obvious. He couldn't even see the bigger picture. And I know that we have kind of like we did have a glimpse of his perspective in like the later on in the movie, but I just really strongly think that even if we did see that perspective, it doesn't change the fact that he is useless.
Yeah, he
I
is.
mean, like, okay, medyo stinnier ko na yung conversation. I'm sorry. Like, I get it. You have a passion. And I'm not saying that you shouldn't chase that passion. I'm not saying that you shouldn't try to do everything you can to get that passion. I get it. I didn't do that personally, but I get it. I'm not saying that you shouldn't. It's just that if you can see that it's not helping you, especially your partner as well, like you're dragging other people with you, it's not good.
Yeah.
It's good to be optimistic about your passions, but it you have to be realistic as well. If you want to be a musician, go ahead. But if you're struggling, then maybe try finding a job and then do the musician thing on the side.
Like
Like,
at least mag-ambag ka man lang sa
yeah,
bahay.
exactly.
Kahit man lang maglinis ka man lang ng bahay.
Like
Kahit yun lang. Like just clean the
there's
fucking house.
there's a certain thing na you want to do what you want to do, and also being realistic about it. Not
Mhm.
everybody can do what they want to do. That's why it's not like it's being frowned upon by society. But it's not like we should give up on it. It's just that we have to be realistic about it. Like, think about it. Your friends can do a like they're doing jobs, right? While
Yeah.
being a
Yeah.
musician.
And like
It's
that's oh my god, that scene, that part when his friend had to quit the band because he needed to feed his child, and then Primo's like, "What about me?" I'm like, "Fuck you!" Like what the fuck? Like he's so self-centered. That's
he
the
is,
problem.
and the annoying thing is he knows that I forgot
Mm-hmm.
Georgina, George,
George,
George.
George, just George. Yeah,
He knows that George is struggling.
yeah,
Like, okay, you want to do what you want to do. How about your girlfriend? Is she
yeah.
not allowed to
And
do
like
what she wants to do?
yeah, and
Why
honestly,
is she
that
the
makes it
only one being
worse.
realistic in this
Yeah.
relationship?
And like
Like,
that's what makes it worse then na alam niya yung struggles ni George and yet he's not doing anything to them.
it
I
pissed
think
me
that's make it
off.
worse.
It pissed me off in that monologue when he was like, ano yung sinabi niya? Parang, alam ko nasasaktan ka, pero wala akong magawa. There is something that you can't do. What do you mean wala kang magawa? Ang dami mo pwedeng gawin. Alam,
Sobrang
yeah.
focus siya sa music niya na he's tunnel visioning. If music, music lang, and he doesn't wanna do anything else.
Yeah, exactly. It's just,
And like I also want to bring up something. It's
yeah,
also ex related pero ex ko
yeah,
naman.
yeah,
So like Brie actually didn't witness this relationship at all. Right? I
yeah.
think we started getting close to nag-break na kami.
The
But
only thing I know about your relationship, and I could bleep this out if you want, is that
yeah.
she gave you a fucking panda. that's, that's the only
The
that's
panda
the only thing I witnessed through that
yeah,
relationship.
I remember that. Like, oh my god. Anyway, so ex.
Anyways, your ex, yeah,
Yeah, I had a similar like situation before.
yeah,
At least yung part na yung parang si Primo na he doesn't want to do anything except music, right?
yeah,
I did have that. I remember having this conversation with my ex where I'm like, oh, I want to move out one day. I want to go to a different country because I'm not happy here in the Philippines.
Mm.
Tapos sabi niya, oh, I wanna follow you there. I'm like, okay, yeah, I mean, that would be perfectly fine. You could do music there. Kasi di ba, like, my ex also does music. And then, sabi niya, oh, but I wanna build my career in the Philippines. But since I'm following you, I'm okay with giving that up. Yun naman yung difference na my ex was willing to give it up for the sake of following me. Pero when she does follow me, she doesn't wanna do anything. Kasi parang ang belief niya, like, ang ano niya is, naalala ko sabi niya, she doesn't see herself in an office job.
Mm.
Like, she doesn't want to do an office job. She only wants to do music. And then, nung sabi niya na gusto niya ako i-follow, but she wants to build her career sa Pinas, I'm like, I didn't like that because number one, I know I'm gonna feel bad and it's gonna breed resentment na she would give up her dream for me. And that's not really a good feeling
Mm.
kahit na hindi naman siya nangyari, like, it's still not a good feeling to think about na, oh, this person I love gave up what they love for me. And I'm like, that doesn't make me happy. Tapos yung sinabi niya na, can I just not do anything? Because I really don't want to work in an office job. Gumanon siya. And I'm like, I'm sorry, but like, I'm not, I'm not willing.
Ano ka, magulang?
Yeah, I'm not willing to be a parent. I didn't want that. And like, it's fine kahit hindi ka kumikita ng malaking pera. But like, if I see you at least doing something and like contributing in some way, I would be okay. Kasi you're doing something. Pero
Mm.
yung sa kanya kasi, yung pagkakasabi niya is, she really didn't want to do anything. Unless it's music. But music is only tied to the Philippines.
It's like wala kang choice. Either you
Yeah.
stay in the Philippines so she can do something, or you're
Yeah.
going in another country, but she's just
She's
gonna
not
depend
happy.
on you. Yeah.
Yeah. And like, I'm not gonna be happy as well. So like, yun yung ayaw ko. So nung nakita ko yun, nung pinanood ko tong film na to before we did this
Yep.
group watching, yun yung una ko naisip, yung pagiging freeloader ni Primo, na I'm like,
Mm.
I am not gonna survive this. Like, Catherine is so much, like, George is so much better than me, na she lasted years in that setup. I'm
Yeah.
not gonna last years.
Is
I
she really
promise you. Like,
better?
yeah, I'm like, but like, if my feelings ako for someone, it's like really intense and it's really deep. But the moment I get irked, it's also really, really quick to disappear. So like, I just know, I just know hindi ako magtatagal ng ilang taon in that situation. So I'm actually glad na we've broken up before I flew out of Canada. I flew out to Canada because I don't have to think about it. I don't have to deal with it. And like, I
Mm.
mean, she's doing great now. She's happy. All's good. But like, I can't even imagine.
The same thing happened with me, that my ex, he didn't want to study and just wanted to do music full time. He wanted to drop out of school and I had to talk to his parents about it. Then we had this deal that he has to have a job, and if he doesn't want to study, he needs to do something else because it's not music is not going to pay for itself. But he kept complaining during work and he kept quitting. So, yeah, it it was really exhausting, that part of our relationship, and it was one of the biggest things why we broke up.
Mm.
Job that you were helping him with everything. You helped him with his schoolwork. You
Yes,
helped
I did
him.
his
Oh
thesis,
my
and
god.
he got complimented by the panel and got a high grade. I'm like, now bitch, that's my grade, I did that.
Honestly though, I first thought that it's like the I knew for sure that they're gonna end up together at the end. I just didn't think that the breakup would be at the start and then it's just them trying to mend the relationship. I thought it was like a relationship that is like bound to break up. That was the movie. And then
Honestly, it would be better if it was that way.
yeah, honestly that the whole movie is so guilt trippy.
Mm.
And what
Yeah.
pisses me off is that the only person who actually was realistic in that whole damn movie was the best friend. Like everyone around them was like, "Oh, pero si Primo ganyan." It's like,
Can I
dude,
just interject?
yeah.
My hot take about Chan on Twitter recently.
Oh my god,
Did
did
you
you
see this?
see that?
Yeah,
I was
I'm
like,
going
holy
to so what
shit,
I'm
this
like,
is
I
very
disagree.
timely.
I disagree. Like, sabi niya, di ba, na
Yeah.
parang pangit pa
Ano,
yung ginagawa ng
ng
best friend.
best
I'm like,
friend.
yeah,
Yeah.
I'm like, are you
Okay,
fucking stupid? Like, I'm
wait.
not just
To
gonna
give
stand there and let my best friend suffer.
wait,
Hello?
to give context,
Okay,
let's breathe.
okay,
So to give
okay.
context, there was a tweet that came like got viral
Went viral. Yeah,
and then it the House of Us became trending because of that. It's one user, I don't remember the at they said that yung hot take nila with the best friend nga was that masyado daw niyang inaano kay George na makipag-break na. That scene where yung nalasing si Primo tapos may exam
mhm,
si George. Yun. Tapos,
yeah,
di ba, nasa phone call yung best friend and he was like,
yeah,
kapag-break ka na dyan, ganyan, ganyan. Ang ano
yeah,
daw niya is, bakit daw kailangan niyang parang i-straight dun kay ano, bakit daw siya nakikisaw-saw, parang ganon. Hindi naman niya buhay yun. So, bakit, parang, ano right niya para sabihin yun dun sa best friend niya. Eh, yung best friend niya yun nasa relationship. Parang ganon. Dude, if I wouldn't let my best friend just ruin her fucking future for a useless man.
exactly,
Like,
exactly.
yun nga, parang everybody in that film was pushing George to get back with Primo. Especially oh my god, the brother fucking annoyed me to hell.
Yeah,
I don't care
yeah,
if he's a
he's
fucking child,
annoying.
he is fucking annoying. Like, personally, I didn't personally experience an useless ex,
Mm-hmm.
but I personally experience being the sibling of someone in that relationship. I cannot, for the love of, like, for the fucking sin, I can't see myself pushing my older sister to get back with a guy like that. Like,
Yeah,
are you?
yeah.
Oh my god, that brother is he's like the second most selfish prick in that
Yeah.
fucking movie. Like,
But before we
the
wait,
the
wait
prom
before
sorry.
before we get to that, let's go back.
Naiinis ako
Let's
sa
back
kanya.
a bit. Umaanda na umaanda na eh. Pang tara.
Paangat na ng paangat yung anger. It's too heated.
Visit visit kasi talaga ako dun sa younger brother na yun. Legit, as in, oh my God, i-nominate mo nga siya sa ano, sa Piece of Chenes. Oh my God, promise, buong movie, buwisit lang ako sa kanya. Okay, pero anyway, si Primo.
Let's reverse.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay?
sorry,
Para
sorry,
muna
sorry.
para.
Okay, okay, okay.
Beep 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 beep.
Si best friend.
So yun yung si best friend. Like, I think he has every right to
Mm,
intervene. Kasi at that point, yung point na mag-exam sila, he's been witnessing
yeah.
the degradation of the relationship. He's been witnessing it, and he's been a listening ear. He's not directly telling George to break up for a long time. Like, he was just there. He was just trying to take care of her the way he
Mm,
could. Kasi clearly Primo is not doing that for George.
yeah.
Mm,
Pero when he starts seeing George actively throwing her life away just to help a fucking useless bum,
yeah.
Mm.
he has every right to say something. Because that's his best friend. That's someone
Like,
important to him. And he witnessed how hard George has worked.
and like that's her future we're talking about.
Exactly.
She's
Yeah.
throwing away her future now.
Yeah.
It's not just
Because
like a
yes.
simple na Primus drunk and George is
Yeah.
taking care of him. It's that
Yeah.
Primus drunk in the day of the
Her
exam.
exam.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
like and like and like and like George has been working while studying. George has been overworking herself because Primo couldn't get his ass together and contribute. And so I think the best friend has had every right to say something. And like, I
Mm-hmm.
think we were in a similar situation with Kay before, right?
Yeah, we were.
We were in a similar situation where I stayed silent when Kay was, like, maintaining communication with their ex. Pero nung nakita ko na yung pagiging manipulative ng ex, even though he wasn't, I don't think your ex was doing it on purpose,
Mm.
but he was being manipulative. I said something. Like, I remember this. I straight up told you, you're being stupid. You're fucking
Yeah,
stupid.
and I needed that.
So
It
like,
woke me up.
yeah. And like, cause like that's what you needed to hear. And that's what George needed to hear.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
exactly. It's not like
Yeah.
if you're in the relationship, obviously we can't really blame the person in the relationship
Yeah.
because they're in the relationship, and obviously emotions and the feelings are going to cloud your judgment for that.
Mm-hmm.
Even though some part of you know na I'm being stupid about this.
Yeah.
Obviously you're still going to be, but like
Yeah.
I love this
But when it
person.
but when it reach but then when it reaches a certain extent wherein someone's life could be in jeopardy,
Mm.
I think it's right to say something and
Yeah.
intervene. Because if you just let it happen, then you're complicit to the downfall of your friend.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
You're
Exactly.
complicit to the suffering of your friend if you don't say it.
Yeah.
And I think that's even worse.
You know what? That's what I didn't like about the movie is at the ending ish, not ending, like medyo ending.
Amsterdam.
There
Yung
was
resolution part.
no, not that. They had this conversation between the best friend and George. I genuinely forgot the name of the best friend. We keep saying best friend.
Miko.
What Miko? Ayun.
Amico.
Um, there was this conversation between Miko and George. It's like they're making it seem
Oh,
like
is it
it's Miko's fault, and like Miko's just
okay, whose
jealous that
conversation?
They
they
were
were like
drinking.
say they were drunk. Yeah, they were drinking, and
Oh,
then
yung ano after ng second confrontation.
yeah, and
Yung
they
second
and then
ring
Miko
scene.
was like, kaya ko masaya ka ganyan ganyan.
Naiinggit ako sa'yo, hindi naman ako
Oo.
niyayakap ng diploma ko sa gabi.
Oo,
Ganun.
yung gano'n. Parang,
Yeah.
okay, I get it. Obviously, hindi ko naman sinasabi na hindi siya pwede magselo sa relationship.
Yeah.
Pero like, it's just like, the movie's like saying na, oo, mali nga na inuuna ni George yung sarili niya. Parang gano'n. I
Oh, the
didn't
way
really
I
like it.
oh yeah, I get what you mean, but the way I interpreted that scene is that Miko is also fallible and that he's the type of person like parang tayo lang din na we're giving out these advice, but we cannot follow it.
Yeah,
I
but like,
think that's
I
what's
just
happening with
didn't
Miko. But
like
yeah,
that part na para
yeah,
kasi,
yeah, yeah.
cause like
Na parang nag-agree na siya kay
no,
George in
cause
a
like
way.
the entire movie, everybody's pushing her with
Mm-hmm.
Primo. And like
Mm-hmm.
Miko's the only one who doesn't. And then they
Mm-hmm.
had that conversation and it's like showing na tama nga na it's better if you guys just get back together. Parang ganun. Follow
Mm-hmm.
your heart and
Mm.
shit.
Yeah. Parang biglang
It's like
nag-backtrack si Miko.
it's like they made him the villain of their story when he's all for George.
Siya yung
Mm.
against.
Yeah.
I
I
really
agree with
didn't
you
like
though.
that.
I just interpreted it differently, but I do
Mm.
agree with your point. I do see that
I
and I agree
think
with it, yeah.
I do see what you're saying. I think if the movie didn't actively push them to be together, like all of the other people push them together, I could have seen it that way.
Hmm.
If there were people around her na saying na no, ganyan ganyan. Like
At least one other person.
yeah, but it's just Miko. So that conversation felt a bit off. If
Yeah.
they didn't
It
do
kind of
that,
nullified what he's been doing to protect George.
yeah. So parang it kind of pissed me off that scene.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
would
I see that.
they could have executed that better, I feel like.
Yeah. I
Oh,
agree. I agree
it's
with
so
that.
annoying.
But yeah, I fully disagree with that tweet.
Yeah, me too.
If they're listening to this, no disrespect, we just don't agree with what you said. Considering now we have personal instances where our friends were being stupid, right? And we
Honestly,
did
I think
respect
I
their autonomy.
I think I remember they had a reply saying parang they replied to someone saying na if that were them, they wouldn't want their best friend to be like that. Like, okay, fine, you don't want your best friend to tell you those things, but what if you need it? It's not that you want it.
Yeah,
What if you already need it? What if
yeah,
you're ruining your fucking life?
yeah,
You just want your friends to just stay and watch you fall apart while they're being
yeah,
successful?
yeah. Like,
Like what
Would that make you a good best friend?
yeah.
you're just
Like, can you
gonna
just stand there and
watch?
watch? And like, I correct me if I'm wrong, but I am certain when we had that conversation, you didn't want to hear that.
Mm-hmm.
You didn't want me telling you that you're stupid, but you needed
Yeah,
to
it
hear
was
it.
really hard to hear, and I made excuses, but I knew you weren't wrong.
Yeah.
Mm. I think
And
that's
then
what
here's
the
the thing.
best friend is about though.
Yeah.
Like they're there to tell you the hard shit.
And they're there to protect. you the way they could. And in this film, that was Miko's way of protecting George.
Yeah,
Because
exactly.
clearly George is throwing her life away. And that's not
Yeah.
a good thing.
And that,
Like it
like, it
sorry,
proved then yung sa jeep part
yeah.
na
Oh yeah.
she knows na she has to go to the exam, but like
Yeah.
she still went back for him. And
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
that's exactly what we're talking about, na just because there's some part of you that knows it, obviously your judgment's going to be clouded because you have
Because
emotions and you have
because you love
feelings.
this person. Yeah,
Yeah, you're
exactly.
in the
And like that's
relationship.
understandable. That's a
Mm,
human that's just human nature. But
yeah.
to say na Miko's character is wrong,
Mm,
I don't think you're being a good friend. I don't think like if you believe Miko's character is wrong, I don't think you're a
Mm-hmm.
good friend. And I think people need to reevaluate that. Like I understand respecting your friend's autonomy, but I don't think it's right to just watch them
Yeah.
destroy their life. That's
it's
not being a
like
friend.
it's like saying that it's none of my business because it's not
Yeah,
happening to me.
yeah, exactly. Or
So why are you friends
like
then?
yeah, exactly. And like it's what it's your doing, so I'm not gonna intervene. It's your fault. It's kind of it's parang ganun yung sinasabi eh. Ganun yung dating eh. And I think it's very what's the term?
Passive?
No, no, no. It's romanticizing a toxic relationship.
Mm.
Mm.
It's I think it's romanticizing that, and people need to reevaluate that. That's why I mean we're gonna talk about this in a different episode. That's why I really appreciate I'm Drunk, I Love You in
Mm.
that sense, wherein the characters are stubborn, the characters are aware that the relationship is not gonna happen, but in the end, it like the relationship didn't happen, and it should be that way
Yeah.
because it's not, it didn't romanticize an unfulfilling relationship.
Mm-hmm.
And like I'm gonna give an example of the opposite of Miko. But this is
Mm-hmm,
like a real life version. I think
mm-hmm.
I mentioned that my sister is was in a similar relationship like the one in the movie. They basically have the same fucky relationship
Which
except
one?
for the except for the
Which one?
musician part. My sister.
No, I mean which boyfriend?
Oh, did she have so many
Yeah.
the recent one, the recent one.
Oh, the recent one. Okay.
Yeah, they had like this similar type of relationship where the guy is dependent on her and shit. He's not doing anything, but she's doing everything. The friend that I'm talking about, it's one of her friends that actually got angry at her
Mm-hmm.
because they broke up. That's the
Mm.
opposite of Miko. Like you can see how obviously she'd see how the relationship is going, especially since they're in the same country right now with that friend.
Yeah.
So she obviously
I
would
think I
have
remember
seen
this story.
firsthand. Yeah, she would have seen
Yeah.
it firsthand, like how the relationship is. But she's like, she got angry that they broke up. That's the opposite of Miko. That's the type of friend that you don't want to be because
Yeah.
you are pushing your friend to be in that
Yeah.
toxic
I
relationship
think
and continue to be in that toxic
yeah.
relationship
Yeah.
when they shouldn't be.
Yeah. And I think people just romanticize yung pagmahal mo, yung paglaban mo too much.
Mm-hmm.
I
There's
think they romanticize it. Like there's a limit.
there's a
Not
line.
yeah. And like yeah, fight for the one you love, but not at the expense of you.
Yeah, exactly.
Not at the expense
Like
of your life.
I get it. A lot of the time, a lot of the relationships like in this generation is usually like breaking up, divorce,
Yeah.
not fighting for it and shit like that. I get it, but like there should be some exceptions to that.
Yeah.
You have to see like the whole story before you judge na to na naman break na naman hindi nyo man lang inano yung relationship nyo. Like there should you have to look at the whole story first. What
Yeah.
if it's an abusive relationship? What if it's a toxic
Exactly.
relationship? What if
Exactly.
it's a draining relationship? Why would you
Mm-hmm.
fight for those? If it's just like you're always fighting, there's misunderstandings, you're not communicating, then good. You have to fight for that. Communicate to each other, talk to each other what's happening. And then if you see
Yeah.
if the relationship still like holding on, it's like it's still strong after that communication, then go for it, fight for it. If it's not harming both of your mental health and your life in general, then
Yeah.
okay, fight for it. But like if it's harming both of your mental health or like one of
It's
the
not worth it.
person's mental health, it's not worth it. Exactly.
Yeah.
It's not a relationship. That's not a relationship anymore because you
Yeah.
don't have any equal standing in that relationship
Yeah.
anymore if one of you is hurting.
Exactly. Also, I think regarding the same tweet, I don't remember if it's the same person or if it's someone agreeing with them, but I remember reading something na parang I want to support my partner until they reach their dreams or something. For me, that's okay, but again, there's a limit. There is always a limit. And like it should never be at the expense of your life.
Tourist
Tourist
spots.
spots.
Hello, welcome back to a new segment. For this episode, I am recommending Sleeping at Last.
Yeah.
Yay.
Yeah. So,
Why do we sound dead?
Because we don't like this episode.
at ano, ito lang yung pampalubag loob natin. So, first song na i-recommend ko is Saturn from the album Atlas One. It's the very first song I heard from them. And not so fun fact, I discovered this artist when I was going through a breakup.
I love Saturn.
You know what? I discovered them when I was going through a breakup as well. Now that
Oh
I
my
think
You know,
about
god!
it.
Is Sleeping at Last the artist for chronic
okay, I did
breakupers?
not
Probably.
discover them when I was going through a breakup, okay?
How did you discover
I
them?
just discovered them. I think I think one of like the videos when you edit yung parang characters and stuff, they used Sleeping at Last. And then I was
Oh,
like,
is it on? Did you get that from like reels and stuff,
no, no, this was
or is it
back when
before?
it was still in
Oh,
YouTube, not in on
okay,
Instagram.
okay. So yung mga random
Yeah,
edits.
yeah, yeah.
Okay.
We still don't have reels back then. So I saw it on YouTube.
Sorry.
I feel so old when you're older than me. it's it's on YouTube and they use
Yeah.
like a Sleeping at Last song. I was like, oh, this is a really good song. I forgot what song it was though. And then I just listened to their
Oh.
like all of their albums afterwards. Yeah.
Okay. I thought kasi na baka sa reels mo siya nakuha kasi recently, especially during the pandemic, Sleeping at Last blew up on TikTok.
Oh,
And a lot of people refer to them as the
oh
TikTok artist. And
really?
I'm like, no, no.
See,
they 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 were beyond that.
see how annoying it is when someone calls your favorite song a TikTok song.
There's still a grudge right there.
In my defense, it was animated like that. Okay, that's it. It was
You
animated
have to
like that.
continue with Sleeping at Last before I blew up.
Anyway, so yeah, Saturn is basically pinapakinggan ko siya when I was full of hope pa. Nung alam mo yung wala pa akong kamuwang-muwang, hindi pa ako tinatamaan ng reality.
The world hasn't hit you hard enough yet.
Exactly. Parang yung breakup lang talaga that time yung talagang pinaglulumayan ko. Tapos yun yung time na alam mo yun, medyo umaasa pa ako na babalik pa siya pero hindi.
Walang ganun.
Walang ganon. And now I'm like, fuck that. Never mind. But yeah, it's a really nice song though.
It is.
Yeah, it's about just appreciating the little things. At least that's my interpretation of it. Na it like anything can be beautiful, even the fact that we're breathing. And kapag nawawalan ka ng hope, parang ako, pakinggan mo siya. Baka may 1% na bumalik. And that might be enough. But
Baka
yeah, it's a
lang.
really nice
It's a
song.
really good song.
It is. It's my favorite from
Me
Sleeping
too.
at Last. The second song na I wanna recommend is titled Two from Atlas 2. And it's basically just about finding comfort in someone and possibly being that chronic fixer. while not being fixed yourself. Ikaw yung tag-aayos kahit hindi ka naman maayos. Alam mo yun. But it's a very, very nice song as well. It's my second favorite song ever. So yeah, that was Sleeping at Last. I highly recommend them. Please listen to them. They're amazing. Sila yung nagbuhat sa akin nung broken-hearted ako.
Tourist spots.
So, should I now vent out and rant about the brother?
Ah,
Before we get
Is
there,
it
wala
the
na ba
time?
kayong ma-add? Like, I think we were talking about yung, like, supporting your partner until they reach their dreams. So, yun, I think yun yung pinag-uusapan natin.
yeah, wala na akong
Like, ano
i-add.
I
yung gusto
think
nyong
we've already
Yeah.
established what
Okay,
we're talking about.
yeah. So,
Um,
basically, there's always a limit to things.
Bridging dun sa rant to the brother. The whole
Okay.
Amsterdam arc is fucking useless.
Oh my god,
I know!
amen!
Oh my god, yes!
Like, she could have just said, yung una pa lang, why she's selling the house. Na it's for
Yeah,
Johan's medical condition.
yeah.
For that. Tapos, yung whole
Like,
point
that
pa ng
whole drama
yeah,
could
yeah,
have not like happened if they were like clear
honest.
about the intention. Yeah.
Tapos, yung Amsterdam arc na finding their father, they don't need that. They could have just said that Johan wants to go to Amsterdam because that's his dream. And it could have made sense. The dad wasn't even there. The dad is just dead. So,
Yeah.
I honestly, for the fuck out of me, do not understand that fucking brother at all. I swear to God, he pisses me off. He's pissing me off so
Yeah.
much. He's
Honestly,
like,
the film, sorry, I just need to insert this. Honestly, the film could have ended when they finally like when Primo finally agreed to sell the house. It could have ended there. Like, I the film started becoming stale nung dumating sila sa Amsterdam. I did
mhm.
not see the point. And the acting
honestly,
is
it's
fucking shitty.
honestly it was just an excuse to go to another
Yeah,
country to film.
yeah. I agree.
Marami silang budget.
Ser- Seriously,
Yeah.
it's just that. That's the whole point. They want to film in another country. They have
Hmm.
been filming in another country for how many fucking movies now, and they also want to do it for this movie. So fuck it. We're going to
Yeah.
Amsterdam.
Yeah.
Oh my
And
god,
like
that
that whole conversation wherein Primo was finally honest about his feelings yung sa yung out of season 2 lips,
Mm-mm.
yung scene na yun, that could have happened in the Philippines. You didn't have to go to Amsterdam.
I mean, I get it. It's a new environment and stuff, so they're like feeling all honest and shit.
I
But
guess.
like, it doesn't
The
make
brother is fucking
sense.
annoying.
It doesn't make sense that the brother's so forceful with the father thing.
Yeah.
Like,
Honestly, I would get it if the brother is like 10 years old. Kasi
Mm.
that kind of selfish mentality is very prominent with kids. Na this is what I want, this is what I need, this is my world, this is important to me. I get it.
it's a
But
fucking child, man.
the brother didn't look like a 10-year-old. He looked like he's 17
He
He
looks
at
like
the
he's
is
in
very
high
though.
school. Yeah,
He
he
is
looks like
though.
he's in
Yeah.
high school.
Yeah, so like he's old enough to understand that there are limits to things. He's old enough to understand that there are some things that's just not acceptable or not possible.
He's
And
I
the fact
told
that
you
he's
he's the top two most selfish character in that fucking
yeah,
film.
yeah, and you're like he's so fucking whiny as if he's like 10. That's the way he acts.
On
But the thing is, he's in high school.
wait, let me rant about the
Okay.
brother. I have points. I have a whole
Sige,
list.
sige. Sorry.
My list for the brother. I don't even care about Primo anymore. Like that brother like pissed me off so much. Yung lumabas siya sa later half ng film. It was like, why did we have to introduce this fucking brother? My bullet point number one. He's so selfish. I've mentioned this so much. He's so selfish. First of all, I get it. You can be blind. You can go blind. You want to see your fucking father. Sure. But like, he knows that George had to stop, like she wasn't able to take the exam, right? So she has to do it all over again. She has to do fucking reviews, and she's also working at the same time while trying to be a doctor. And like he's like Amsterdam. Oh my god, bitch, your sister's not that rich. First of all, she's a fucking real
Real
estate
estate
agent. I don't know if like most of the time real estate agents they get bonuses, diba, if they sell a
commission.
house.
Yeah.
Yeah, commissions. So like bitch, your sister is studying at the same time working. I know firsthand how hard it is to work while studying. And you're working full time while fucking studying for a board exam. That is fucking hard, man. So I
That was your
understand.
life, man.
Yeah,
That
that
was your
was my
life.
life. So I fucking understand how hard it is. And you have this like little brother that's not even a little child whining that you promised me to go to Amsterdam. Do you know how much flight tickets cost? You have to think of your like the place that you're going to stay in, your
How many
Yeah.
days?
accommodations.
Accommodations.
I think European countries have visa as well. I'm not sure about Amsterdam specifically, but like there's so many expenses and and you keep on fucking pushing your sister. And she's like, and he keeps pointing out about the house. Okay, fine. Your sister promised that the money for the house is going to your Amsterdam trip. But like, did you see that house? Be realistic, man. Nobody's going to like buy that house agad
Like
agad.
the
It's going to
like
take time.
the old lady only bought it because of the story. That's it. If
Yeah,
there's no story in that house, it's not gonna be bought.
and like she's a rich old woman. She doesn't care much about money, so she's just like, okay, I'll buy it. And then when they said na it's for the house is going to be for their medical for his medical bills and stuff. I get it.
Expenses.
I get that part where he was sad about it because it was like stated that he wants to go to Amsterdam before he goes blind and shit. But like I get that part.
Yeah.
There's high schoolers have a immaturity in them, not as much as that bitch. But like there is some sort of immaturity in us
Yeah.
na maiisip mo na ay sabi mo ano pang Amsterdam natin tas biglang medical. Tas
Uh,
syempre maiinis siya kasi kasalanan naman din hindi na wala namang may kasalanan na ganun yung nangyayari sa kanya. So I
yeah.
get that part na sad siya about it. But like you keep whining and you keep pushing the subject of the Amsterdam, that's what pissed me off.
Yeah.
Number
I do
two.
wanna
Oh,
point
sorry.
out though, sorry.
Okay.
I do wanna point out though. I mean I don't really know much about diabetes because I don't know anyone with
Yeah.
diabetes. But from what I've from what I've known throughout the film is that his eyesight is not gonna get that bad if he just took his fucking meds.
Mm-hmm.
Isa pa yun. Oh my God.
But he didn't take his meds. So that's kind of his fault too. And like he keeps pushing about Amsterdam. It's almost like self-inflicted injury wherein I'm gonna go blind until you take me to Amsterdam. Parang
Mm-hmm.
ganun yung nangyari. Parang ganun yung register niya sa akin. Like, it's not gonna get this, but like, I know it's incurable. I know once your eyesight goes bad because of diabetes, there's not gonna be any cure for that.
Yeah.
But I feel like the progression isn't gonna be that fast if he just took his fucking insulin shot.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. The mother kept pushing him. Like, ano yung na yung gamot mo? And then he's like, kailan ba tayo pupunta ng Amsterdam? Oh my God!
Exactly.
I've
Exactly.
seen kids, like literal kids, that are more consistent with their medication.
Mhm.
I, f-
Exactly.
I feel like they just made him really annoying for some fucking reason. It's okay, I need to breathe up. My point number two. Bullet point number two. He wasn't present. I'm assuming he wasn't that present in like George's life once she moved out of their place and she's moved in with Primo. We didn't see much of the interaction between the brother and George, so I can't really say stuff about it, but we can assume that he wasn't there as much dun sa
To witness the downfall
uh
of the relationship. Yeah.
I get it. I get that part. But like everybody knows that George stopped like nag-stop yung progression niya sa career na gusto niya dahil kay Primo. I think it was established. Everybody knows that.
And and he's old enough to understand that.
Yeah, exactly. But like he kept pushing. He's one of the people who was actively pushing Primo with George. And that's that annoys me so much. It's like how can you say that to your sister? First of all, you're already whining about their fucking Amsterdam trip. Like your sister's working her ass off for you. And then you're you're going to make her go back to the same guy that actually hindered her career. Dude, if Prima didn't hinder her fucking career, she could have been like what was Miko? Intern na siya, 'di ba?
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
Or ano, intern na siya, 'di
Resident.
ba? Resident
Resident.
na, resident na siya.
Mm-mm.
So
Mm-mm.
she could have been a resident already. I know that doctors
And
aren't
they've
paid as
yeah.
much during like the
Yeah.
starting years of their
Pero
career.
she's not gonna struggle as much.
Yeah,
And they could have gone to Amsterdam earlier.
yeah, exactly. Like you know that this was the man that like hindered the growth of your sister, and yet you still kept pushing them together. Oh my god, this fucking bitch! I swear to God, he doesn't have any brain in that whole movie.
I
He was
agree.
never thinking in the whole movie. Like, okay, I'm going back to my point kanina. As someone with a I keep screaming. As someone with with an older sister that went through that, like I
Yeah.
personally didn't try to tell her anything in that relation while she was in the relationship. I did kind of point out sometimes, most of the time, like pagalawin mo kasi siya. Pag-chorsin mo kaya, gano'n. Pero, I wasn't, like, actively telling her na she's being stupid. Because we don't have that type of relationship. Frankly. So, I can't really tell her that. She's just gonna be mad at me. But, like, when she broke up with that guy, oh my god, the sigh of relief that I felt was like, oh, shit. Because she
Honestly,
wasn't
me
the...
too.
Oh,
Honestly, me too.
right?
Like she's not even my fucking sister. I've never met her, but when I heard that they broke up, I'm like, finally,
Honestly,
finally.
like she was. You know how for everybody's context, it was this bad that the whole family was taking care of him. It wasn't just my sister taking care of him. My mom was taking care of him. I was taking
You,
care of him. Like, dude, I spent a shit ton of money for my
yeah,
sister, and
yeah,
in regard and like in addition to her boyfriend, because like obviously that money, the reason why I'm giving it to her is because she doesn't have any more money because she's paying for that fucking boyfriend of hers. So like I will never tell her to go back to that guy ever. S-
yeah.
And I get it because I had first-hand experience, so I might be biased by saying this, but like, come on, dude, like have some brain cells like for once. I genuinely do not understand how you can say that and then see your sister struggling so much.
Yeah.
They had a closer relationship than I have with my sister,
Yeah.
and
And
I
yet you cannot stomach seeing your sister suffer that
Yeah,
much.
exactly. Like if she's struggling that much, I try my best to like ease out her burdens and stuff,
Yeah.
even if I don't say it because we're not that close. But
Yeah.
they were a bit in a way. They had like this vibes of like a close sibling
Yeah, like they're very close. Like
relationship,
it's clear
right?
in the film that they're
I
very
don't
close.
understand how you can care for your sister and say that to her. Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
holy
I
shit,
agree.
man. This fucking kid. And then third, my third point, yung dun sa dad na 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 thing.
Mm-hmm.
he was like very adamant with the father. Even when they found out na he has another family, he kept like, pero gusto ko pa din makita yung tatay ko. Putang ina mo. It
The
came to
thing
the
is,
point na nakipag-away pa siya sa mother niya
Mm-hmm.
regarding the dad. Like your mom's been there for you like your entire life. This father of yours, you don't even know how he looks like. Like why are you so adamant
Yeah.
about that?
meron yung ano pa, yung nalaman nilang patay na yung tatay, he didn't even look that sad. Like, that's the main purpose of your trip. Why aren't you
Yeah.
more sad?
That's
Like,
so
di
true.
ba, nung nalaman nilang patay, okay lang, mag-date na lang kayo ni Primo. Di
Diba?
ba?
Parang,
Ano yung reaction
ano,
niya?
gusto mo na magbakasyon? Yun lang ba yung point na? Gusto mo na mag-ano sa
Kaya
Amsterdam?
excuse yung father na hindi ko alam kung dahil ba sa actor. Kaya ako nabubisit.
Yeah. Honestly,
Pero
Darren Espanto is not a great actor.
He's a great singer. He's not a good actor.
Mm-mm. Yeah, he's a great singer but not a good actor.
he could just focus on singing. Please.
Yeah.
Do us a favor, please.
Oh my, yun lang naman yung points ko dun sa brother niya. I genuinely, I think, mas nakaya ko pang anuhin si Primo. Parang, what do you call this? What's the word?
Intindihin.
Tolerate.
I tolerate. Mas kaya kong i-tolerate si Primo. Putang inang kapatid talaga. Legit.
Yeah.
As in, wala akong maisip na good points sa kapatid
Yeah.
niya.
Yeah.
Promise.
Honestly, like, watching that whole film,
Yeah.
yung character ni Darren Espanto, yung brother, tsaka yung
Mm.
Amsterdam arc, I don't feel anything about that. I'm like, okay. We're in Amsterdam, I guess.
I tune him out.
Apparently.
Honestly,
Yeah.
I get yung cousin ni Primo na pinupush silang dalawa. Because like,
Mm-mm.
obviously, you're gonna side
Yeah.
with your
Yeah. And
your
he
biggest
saw,
inclination would be to be biased towards your relative. And
yeah,
yeah, I think
he
you're
saw, yeah,
yeah.
yeah, he saw how much Primo struggled when he's trying to build back his life. So
Mm-mm.
obviously, and understandably, he will be biased about that.
Yeah, because
Pero
like he didn't
yung office,
see yung part
yeah,
ni George. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. But like, yung brother ni George, nakita niya na kung paano nasira yung buhay ni George, pinupush pa rin niya. Yung office friend ni George, isa pa yun, nabubisit din ako doon, yung office
Ako
friend
din.
niya. Nabubisit, parang, ate girl, nakilala mo si George nung break na sila. Anong pinupush mo dyan? Anong pinopogi-pogi mo? Takin na. Hindi ikaw naman din.
Ikaw dumawa.
Oo, ikaw
She's
dyan.
married, guys.
Oo nga pala. See, like, her character is so unremarkable na I didn't even remember that she's fucking married.
Nung
like
rewatch
yung,
nung winatch natin together, dun ko lang na-realize, oh yeah, she's married.
tapos, tapos yung friends ni Primo, I kinda get kung bakit nila tinutokso si Primo kay George kasi tropa nila si
Yeah,
Primo.
that's what
Mm-mm.
And like,
guy friends
that's
do.
just what that's what your tropa would do sometimes. Kahit pa joke, they will tease you kahit na alam nilang parang toxic yung relationship in some way. Parang they will just make fun of it, parang ganun. And they were friends with George as well.
Mm.
They were close with George as well. So they were like front seat, front row seat nung buong pangyayari ng relationship
Mm.
nila. Pero at the same time, they love both George and Primo kasi they're all friends. Parang gano'n.
Mm.
So like I kind of get why they're pushing and stuff. Pero yung office friend, si brother, parang putang ina mo ka. Please shut up. Please shut up. Nakakainis.
Ayun, yun lang yung point ko sa mga nakakabisit na.
Okay. Yun na yung rant mo.
Ang last points ko na is about the movie itself, not the
Yeah.
characters.
Meron ako dito, hindi siya na, yung out of season 2 lip scene.
Mm-hmm.
It would have, di ba nga sabi ko kanina, yung nakita kong tweet na it would have been better if they didn't end up together. Yung
Yeah.
lip scene, the fact na Primo said that the sunset made him realize it was his wake-up call. It's like, what?
Yeah.
Hindi mo wake-up call
Na-mention mo yan
ilang
last
beses
time.
mo ilang beses umiiyak si George.
Yeah, hindi niya, yung putang inang araw yung naging wake-up call niya, hindi yung luha ni George. Like,
Honestly,
it's just it's a testament to how fucking shallow
Yeah.
I think Primo's character is.
Honestly though, I would have accepted it if they just ended up being friends.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I
Parang
agree. It makes sense.
they stay in each other's lives but as friends, nothing more.
Yeah. I I honestly, when I was first watching the film, tapos nakita ko yung out of season 2 lip scene, yung discussion nila doon, it did register to me that they're gonna be friends.
Mm-hmm.
It
Mm.
seemed like it would be a good move if they just stayed friends. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, there's love there. Understandably so. There's still gonna be love there. Pero the rational thing is, you just know if it didn't work the first time, it's probably not gonna work again. And let's just accept it.
I just want to point out as well, nag-work si Primo nung he was trying to ano 'di ba, parang catch yung second chance, ganyan ganyan.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Nag-work na si Primo, putang ina. Kaya mo naman pala, visit ka.
exactly. Exactly. Kaya nyo naman
Ina
pala.
mo,
Tapos,
kaya mo naman
Kinailangan
tapos,
niya
pala.
di
ng
ba,
sunset. Ano ba?
Eh kung
kailangan
kaya,
ka lang daw maarawan.
kung kaya itapon ko siya sa araw, anong gagawin niya?
He needs to touch
And
grass.
like, and
He needs to
this is
touch
the
the
more,
sun.
this is the more frustrating part pa. Nung nagkatrabaho na si Primo, nung parang inaano niya nililigawan niya si George, di ba they're also discussing about music at the same time with his like
Yeah,
friend. So like, it's
exactly.
possible. It's fucking doable. Like, what? It's
Fucking
so
bitch.
frustrating.
Ito pa, ito yung gusto kong i-point out kanina. I get na character development si Primo and shit. Character development is good, ganyan, ganyan. He's
Yeah.
now trying and shit, and he's working to do his life and shit and fucking shit.
Take a shot every time Brie says shit.
Ilang shit pa? Ilang shit pa? Dali. Dali, more, more.
Get them drunk.
Putang ina kasing shit na yon. Ayun na nga, he's like doing everything to like get his shit together. Pero I feel like we didn't get enough good points or good shit for George.
Now that you pointed out how many times you've said shit, I can't get it out of my head. But anyway, yes, I
Yeah,
agree.
parang
Na parang kulang
even
yung development niya.
even the Amsterdam thing, it's not even for her fucking tulips. It's for her fucking brother and the father. And then we didn't see her pass the exam. We only know that she's studying for the exam.
Yeah,
And then I don't know, but I feel like we didn't see enough good things for her. Cause like
parang
that moment, that scene na she's she's getting her life together.
yeah,
Primo's suddenly back again. Parang
yeah,
wala man lang, wala pang 2 minutes, nandiyan na agad si Primo para
yeah,
manira uli. Parang ganun.
yeah.
Parang we didn't
And
really
like
see her.
parang ang nangyari din is Primo Primo didn't have enough growth, or at least we didn't see enough of Primo's growth, pero siya yung may happy ending.
Mm-mm.
Mm.
Pero samantalang si George, hindi natin alam kung naging doktor na ba siya nung nabenta na nila yung bahay. And I don't
Yeah.
think doktor na siya nun. Kasi mag-exam pa siya eh. So
Yeah,
like,
hindi pa siya nag-exam.
yeah.
Parang
So
there's
like,
like 1 month left pa
yeah.
before
So
the
like,
exam.
asan yung happy ending ni George? 'Di ba? Para ang winner lang in the end is si Primo.
Pati yung
'Di
putang
ba?
ina niyang kapatid.
'Di ba? Parang in the end, yeah, George is happy, but George got the shortest end, like the shorter stick again.
Yeah. Um,
Like,
I do have a point to make. It's a good point
mhm, mhm,
towards the film.
mhm.
If it's a different film, I would have appreciated it. Or if it's like a different set of
Approach.
characters or
Okay.
like the story of the characters.
Mhm.
I think like the breaking up and then getting back together thing. I think it is good na you break up when you become dependent with each other. And then
Yes.
you need to break up, you need to be apart, grow
Into
up,
better people.
grow into better people. Yeah, exactly. Grow into your potential. And then when you meet again, then maybe there's a possibility that it's gonna work out now because you've both grown. I like that idea. But that idea in this film doesn't work for me.
Yeah.
That idea is good for people to know and realize na, especially if you're being dependent with each other, it's good to break up. It's better to break up.
Yes.
Be
Yes.
apart. Grow up apart. And then
Yes.
when you meet again, maybe there's a possibility. I like
Yeah.
that idea. It's just it
Yes.
didn't translate well in this fucking movie.
Yeah. Because the way they executed it, you know what? I think I'm gonna put my old rating back. Kasi di ba hinatak ko siya pataas.
Mm.
Ang dinagdagan ko actually is execution.
Yeah.
Now that we've discussed, I'm like, I think tama lang yung yung rating ko kanina. Tanggapin
Mm.
ko na lang yung final rating. Pero I wanna add another one. Yung tweet nga na parang I'm willing to like pay for my partner, like support my partner until my partner reaches their dreams, right?
Mm.
Fine. Again, if you have full capability to do that, do so. You're free to do so. It's your fucking money. Go do it. As long as, you're capable. Pero I just don't like the idea of fixating on the potential
Mm.
too much. Kasi ang nangyayari, parang ina-idealize mo yung potential niya with, while ignoring yung reality mo.
Mm.
And I don't really like the idea of, yeah, falling in love with the potential. I actually wrote something parang mas coherent yung pagkakasulat ko before. This is like like months ago na sinulat ko to. This was supposed to be in a story pero obviously it's sitting in my draft. But ayun nga, ang sinulat ko dito, I don't fall in love with the potential. I don't fall in love with what could be. I fall in love in the now and in what I have and what I see. And so far, you've showed me nothing but what you could have done but never did. Yun yung naiisip ko dun sa situation ni Primo. And like yung mga nagsasabi na parang I'm investing in my partner's potential. I'm like, paano yung ngayon? Kung wala siyang binibigay ngayon, anong point ng potential niya?
Mm.
'Di ba? Like if they're giving nothing, what is the point of the potential? That's why I don't believe in fixating on someone's potential. Like focus on what they could give you now. Kasi yun yung bumubuhay sa yun yung na-experience mo ngayon. That's what you're living through. What's happening now. You're not living through the potential. Kasi otherwise, you're just gonna be blinded by it. And then you're gonna end up neglecting your reality. And I don't think that's healthy.
There's gonna
So,
You're gonna end up resenting that person as well if they don't live into your expectations.
exactly. Parang you're also gonna put them in a pedestal when they can't even fulfill it. Alam mo
Mm.
yun? Maybe I'm just a realist. Maybe I'm too much of a realist. But I do believe in that na yeah, like support your partner's potential, but don't fixate on it. I think there's a difference and there's a distinction between like I trust you and I know you have a potential to reach your dreams and I know you're gonna reach your dreams, but I also acknowledge that you're doing something now and that it's healthy. That's fine. Pero yung okay lang, sige kahit magutom tayo, papakainin kita kasi alam ko may potential ka. Like, putang ina, no. No, thank you. That's not sustainable at all.
There should
So,
still be a give and take in that
yes,
relationship.
exactly. It's not, this is gonna sound bad, but love is transactional. It is transactional. Relationships are transactional. If you just keep on giving and giving and giving, you're not receiving anything, then kawawa ka. Or if you're just taking and taking and taking without giving anything back, then you're selfish. Relationships are always transactional, and I think that's okay.
Yeah.
Alam mo yun? Kahit na hindi siya yung parang direct payment na parang, oh, ito, bilibre kita, babayaran mo ko. Or libre kita, libre mo ko next time. It doesn't have to be that way. Pero yung kunyari, oh, wala kang pera, sige, libre ko muna yung food mo. Tapos, yung nilibre, like, they can, like, show their gratitude a different way. In a way that they could. Pero it's still transactional. There's still a give and take.
Mm.
Alam mo yun? Like, I think that's a good way of going about a relationship instead of, like, giving and giving and giving kasi maubos ka or taking and taking without making any effort to give. That's not healthy. Ayun. So, I mean, we've all already discussed the brother. Pangalan ng brother is Johan. Nasa notebook ko pala. Hindi ko sinabi. Johan yung pangalan ng brother. Yan, nakalagay dito yung world ni Johan is one dimensional.
Yeah.
I think that's very apparent. It's always like him, when he should have been at that age where he could like he already has the ability to be compassionate
Mm.
at that age. Eric Erickson. Okay. Charot lang. Tapos, ito, I wanna point out like good things about the film. Parang yung ginawa ni Brie kanina. Yung part na hinaranan ni Primo si George,
Mm.
'di ba? Yung kinantahan niya tapos may cake ganyan. Tapos George did show a hint of weakness wherein, she allowed the kiss to happen. Pero at the end, she realized that it's not gonna happen, and that she was like straight up with Primo, like, I am not gonna waste my life away again for you. Parang sinabi ngayon. I do commend that they did that. I do commend that they included that na George is not entirely stupid. Parang George has a backbone, basically. George has a backbone and she stood her ground and she really valued herself na at that point. I still don't agree na they ended up together. I wish they just stayed as friends, but yeah, I do appreciate na they included that scene na hindi siya bumigay dahil kinantahan siya ni Primo.
Mm.
Kasi it's not enough. Pinpoint out din to ni George, hindi enough yung sorry ni Primo kasi hindi maibabalik ng sorry ni Primo yung lahat ng sinayang ni
Nasa
George.
note ko yan.
Yeah, di
And
ba? Naalala ko sabi niya yun.
what makes those sorries different from before?
Yeah, from all the other stories you said before.
Mm.
Yeah, I appreciate that so much. I do agree that. Tapos, dun sa yung first confrontation scene nila, yung birthday ni George.
Mhm.
Yung sabi ni Primo, wala ka ng tiwala sa akin. Yung ninote ko dito, he never did anything to show he can be trusted.
Yun
He
nga,
never did
he
anything.
was
Yeah.
being very guilt trippy and
Self-victimized. Yeah.
victimizing himself
Yeah.
throughout that breakup
Yeah.
scene.
Nasa
Yeah.
note ko rin yan. How
Exactly.
can you give up so easily? Kasi narinig ko rin yan.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah. How can you give up so easily? I'm like, George, in reality, George did not give up easily. Like, he stayed with you for years. Kahit
Mhm.
na sobrang bastardo mo na. Diba? Like, he's acting like a fucking bastard. And George stayed with him. So how could Primo say na, how could you give up so easily? Like, fuck you.
Fuck you and your musty ass hairdo.
Na-offend ako for George nun. Sobrang na-offend ako. Parang, it really shows how self-centered Primo was at
Yeah.
that time. 'Di ba? Tapos ito pa, yung balik tayo dun sa sunset statement tsaka yung Harana scene. Yung 'di ba yung sabi niya na sunset daw yung naging wake up call niya. Pero nung sinusuyo niya ulit si George, hindi niya man lang na-realize na kung gaano nasaktan si George. Na he
Mhm.
thinks na singing to her and saying sorry is gonna be enough to rectify the relationship. As like, kala ko ba nagka-wake up call ka na dahil sa putang ng araw na yan? 'Di ba? Like, where is the wake up call? Because apparently it didn't work. Apparently it's not enough. 'Di ba? Kaya yun lang. Yun na yung last of my notes for this film.
Speed.
Bumps.
Welcome to Speed Bumps. This is Kay, and I will be telling you a very gross story. So, pasintabi sa mga kumakain or whatever.
Kaya pala pinatapos mo kung
Yeah.
kumain.
Why are you questioning it? You're the one who decided this segment.
I have no idea what it's about.
Oh
Oh, you haven't
yeah.
told?
You haven't I haven't told you. Anyways,
Ah, I
you've all
Yeah,
see.
been
I have no
warned.
idea.
You've all been warned about this segment. If you're
It
still
is
eating,
disgusting.
that's on you. So this happened on a fateful day of 2022. I just woke up and of course I was very hungry. Pero nagtabi naman yung family ko ng soup para sa akin. Hindi ko alam anong tawag doon. Basically, it's like really thin noodles. Tas lasa siyang molo. And I got some on a
Mm.
bowl.
Yeah, I
Literally,
know
yung
what you're
tinira
talking
lang
about.
sa akin, tinira lang sa akin is like one bowl. Like that
Oh
much.
my god.
And I was eating it. I heated it up before I put it in a bowl, by the way. And I was eating it. My mom was just beside me sa dining table. And after a few spoonfuls, I noticed a black dot. I looked at it closely, and when I realized what it was, I felt my whole body froze. I looked at my mom and I said, Mama, langaw ba to? And after that, she checked, and like any other good moms, she said, Yuck! And then she laughed at me. I dropped my spoon. I put my hands up in the air. I walked to the kitchen and I grabbed a bottle of tequila and then just downed it to sanitize my whole being. To make matters worse, right? I was still hungry. And my parents said they'd bring me food kasi pupunta daw sila ng Walter Mart. Pero they took hours to get back. And sobrang galit na ako pagdating nila. Sabi ko, "Ba't ngayon lang kayo? Gutom na ako." Tapos sabi ni mama sa akin, "Blame your dad? Kasi nagpa-pedicure pa sila." Naiinis ako. Sabi pa ni mama sa kanya, "Inaantay na tayo ni Kay sa bahay. Gutom na yon, papa-pedicure pa tayo." Tas nag-insist daw si papa. So ayun, galit ako sa tatay ko the whole day.
Tuloy-tuloy na.
Anyways, that's my speed bumps. Remember to always check your food before eating.
Speed bumps.
Okay.
Magtatay
Wala na
tayo.
ako.
Napagod na tayo kay Primo.
Yeah.
Putang ina mo,
Parang,
Primo.
parang, hindi naman tayo nasa relationship, pero parang feeling natin tayo yung naubos.
Ang dami kong
Putang ina mo,
na-relive.
Primo.
Ang dami kong na-relive.
Mga musikerong exes. Char.
Okay, so for plot, I gave it 25% out of 30. It's a good plot. Not gonna lie, it is a good plot. It happens to everybody, almost everybody. So yeah. Execution, I gave it 20% out of 30. Didn't like how they end up together at the end. Didn't like the characters that kept pushing them, so I gave it a much lower score. Cinematography, I gave it 10 out of 20. Kasi it's shot like every other Filipino film. Parang
Yeah.
I don't see anything, parang walang scene na nag-stand out sa akin in terms of cinematography. Acting though, I gave it 13 out of 15. Oh, mainly because of Catherine. Catherine did a really good job. That's why I gave
Yeah.
it a higher score. Soundtrack, I gave it 2 out of 5. Walang nag-stand out na music sa akin. Which is funny kasi musikero si Primo. He should have better music. Pero yeah. So overall, my score is 7 out of 10 or 70 out of 100.
Mas mataas ng onti ang akin. So, like, I'm gonna repeat, hindi na rin ko siyang ihatak kanina. Kasi like, yung personal feelings ko about the film, it is deserving an 80. Just for like, may yung parang personal feelings lang, yung, parang nasatisfy niya lang enough yung need ko for a dramatic movie. So, it was an 80. Pero objectively, for plot, I gave it 2.1 out of 3. Kasi, I mean, it doesn't really have a remarkable plot to me. It's like the usual like Filipino romance story where they break up and then they get back together.
Mm.
I don't really, and again, we've established that I don't really like how they got back together. Again, we're gonna na-mention ko to earlier. We're gonna talk about another Filipino film where they didn't end up together, and I think I gave it a higher score. So stay tuned. Next is execution. I gave it 2.1 out of 3 again. Kasi like how we've discussed earlier and like sabi nga ni Kay, I didn't like how they ended up together. There are certain characters and certain aspects in the film na hindi na needed. Na parang they could have gone without it, to be honest. It didn't really contribute much. I would have preferred if it was a breakup film instead of a getting back together film, as pointed out by Brie. And there's nothing too remarkable about it, to be honest. For the cinematography, gave it 1.6 out of 2. Parang sabi din ni Kay, it's a usual Filipino film. Again, nothing extraordinary. The scenes are nice. The scenes are pretty. Dun sa breakup scene, like the way they filmed the breakup scene, I think it was very impactful. But yeah, like overall, there's nothing like memorable about the
Mm-hmm.
cinematography. Like it doesn't really give me the feelings I got when we watched Columbus. Because that's like in terms of cinematography, that's like my number one so far for now. For the acting, it's 1.35 out of 15 out of 1.5, right? So it's like 13.5 out of 15.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, nagulo-gulo na yung ano. Let's go back. It's 1.35 out of 1.5. Yun yung ano niya. Parang same reasoning ni Kay na si Catherine yung nagdara ng acting. To be honest. The other acting not really great. I mean, Jean Garcia is a veteran. She's always gonna be good, but she's not really the focus of the film. So yeah, si Catherine mainly yung nagdala. And the next soundtrack again, nothing remarkable. When I was rating this earlier, tinatanong ko to sa kanilang dalawa. Like, anong ba yung soundtrack nila? Wala akong maalala. Because nothing really stuck out to me. So I gave it 0.25 out of zero point 0.5. So like very low. So overall, my rating is 74%.
All right. My plot is 2.1.
Mm-hmm.
Same reasoning. My execution is also 2.1.
Mm-hmm.
Same reasoning. Plot's nice, but it wasn't executed well, I think.
Yeah,
Cinematography is 1.6. Again, nothing
same.
remarkable. The breakup scenes were nice, but I think
Mm-hmm.
it's more of the acting that really brought
Mm,
it to
that's true.
life. Acting is 1.2, mostly because of Katrine. For soundtrack, I gave it a 0.35. My score was getting lower, so I needed something to pull it up. So I put it in the soundtrack, and it's mostly because of kahit maputi na buhok ko.
Buhok ko.
Which is a very iconic song. It's
Yes, it
technically
is.
really not like an
It's
original.
timeless.
Yeah, it's a
Yeah, it's a
timeless
timeless
song.
song.
And it's technically not a movie original, but like I'll take it as a soundtrack. So that's my excuse for the score. All in all, mine's 73.5. So the average score of all three of us is
72.
72.5. Yeah. The point 0.5 is partly my fault. So it's 72.5.
Yeah.
It's actually my score was lower kanina.
Mm,
But like I was like, maybe we shouldn't, because it
yeah.
was like 60 na.
Yeah. Mine, yung una actually, it was 77%. And then hinata ko siya with the execution, so naging 80. And then after discussing, I'm like, I think it deserves to be a bit lower objectively, so nag-74 na siya.
Personally, it's
Mine was like,
higher for me, but like
Yeah, yeah.
objectively
Like
speaking, no.
personal feelings, it's an 80. Probably a bit higher. Because
really,
like, yeah, for me,
my
like
personal
personal
my
feelings.
personal feelings are is also 70. I think it's also because I watch a lot of Katniel movies. I was
Mm-hmm.
expecting so much from this movie because again, it was
Mm-hmm.
they're supposed to be their first like serious tone movie. I was like
Yeah.
expecting a lot. I
Yeah.
shouldn't have expected. I think that's why it's a 70. It was like a 69 kanina actually.
Yeah.
And then hinata ang dami, hindi ko alam kung nakikita nyo, ang dami kong bura sa scores. Wait lang, parang mali. Ay, wait lang. Ay, wait lang. Anyways, so that's the House of Us. Thank you for listening. If you like it, joke lang. Subscribe.
Follow, like, ano na?
Side?
Track.
Thank you for listening. Please do not go back with your toxic ex just to throw away your future. Let us all
Amen.
be smart. Amen.
Yes.
And we all
Amen.
say,
Amen.
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 Bye bye.
Bye.